Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time here on a Sunday night. Hope everybody's feeling well, living right on the A to Z Sports streaming network. The Tennessee Titans, they have won their first division title since 2008. They're going to the playoffs, and not only are they going, they're hosting the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, next Sunday, at 1:05 p.m. Or wait, 12:05 p.m. Central Time, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, it's Titans, it's Ravens at Nissan Stadium for the wild card round. We are fired up to talk about it with you over the course of the primetime show. We're going to relive a little bit of the game. You'll see some highlights. You'll see Derrick Henry. You'll see A.J. Brown. You'll see Sam Sloman, the hero, the doinker, even though he got it in. Very stressful moment, stressful game for you guys, but you did it. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your football team. We're excited to talk about it with you over the course of the primetime show. Before you do that, because we're looking good, we're feeling right, we are on, by the way, from here on out, we're live on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch every night on primetime now, and we need you to share this show across all of the platforms. If you view with us on Periscope, you can retweet the show in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. I've just done so on my handy-dandy mobile device. Retweet the show. Get your Periscope people, your Twitter folks involved here on a Sunday night. If you view with us on Facebook, oh, by the way, YouTube, Twitch, if you don't have your friends on YouTube and Twitch viewing with us every night, they should be, because we're going to be here live and in person every night on those platforms. Share it around on YouTube. Let your friends know on Twitch TV. If you view with us on Facebook, you know how this goes. You share now to public. That's how the people can get involved on a Sunday night. From here on out, share now to public. That's how the Facebook folks get going. And now that more of you guys are here, we can go ahead and begin the show officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time Division-winning Sunday night edition. I, of course, am your host, Buck Rising, and I am proud, as always, to be presented to you by our friends at Two Rivers Ford. Almost 40 years here in Nashville, Tennessee, the dealership in Mount Juliet, online at tworiversford.com. You can go check out the new F-150, the new electric Mustang, the new Ford Bronco, only at Two Rivers Ford. If you're in the market for your dream address without the stress, the official real estate agent of the Tennessee Titans, Gary Ashton, and the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage, that's where you go to get your dream address without the stress or to sell for more. If you're in the market to groom boldly, to groom better in this new year, happy 2021 to all of you who were not here with us on Titan Game Day morning. You can still groom boldly, but with new bold fragrances at getbeast.com. Use the promo code BEAST2020. Save yourself 20% off. And of course, if you need satisfaction guaranteed on all of your HVAC needs, you hit up Tennessee Heating and Cooling, the website, tnhcreviews.com. They'll give you that satisfaction that you need as we venture into the colder months. Playoff football, January is upon us. Winter is here, and so are the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about it. Look at the quality, says Off the Frame. Yeah, we got a new camera. We're looking good. We're on new platforms. We're feeling right, and so is your football team. 41-38, the final score. A kick that ends it before it can go to overtime. A bomb down the field to A.J. Brown from Ryan Tannehill. 2,000 yards from Derrick Henry. 1K always open. Now officially for A.J. Brown. A record-setting offense. Your first division title since 2008. How's that sound, by the way? I'm not a Titans fan, but I'm hyped for you guys. You guys have been waiting a long time for something like this. You've been in the playoffs off and on the past couple of years, but now 2 years in a row, culminating in a division title. They stressed you out a little bit, but it had to feel good at the end of the day. I want to know from you guys on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. I want your Two Rivers Ford take. Let me know on Facebook Live and on Periscope and on YouTube and on Twitch TV. What was the most impressive accomplishment for the Tennessee Titans today? Let's hear from you here on A to Z Sports Prime Time. What was the most impressive accomplishment by the Titans tonight? Clinching the AFC South, Derrick getting 2,000 plus and setting a new franchise rushing records, eclipsing CJ2K at 2006. Derrick Henry is now the all-time leading rusher in a single season for the Tennessee Titans. What was more impressive, the South, Derrick Henry, or A.J. Brown getting 2-1K? Let me know in the comments section, and we will discuss it at length. Let's read some of your comments before we get into it. Ric Flair, whoa, says Chris Flint on Facebook. Let's see. King 2K, Lindsay78 says on Periscope, finding value in a cheaper kicker, says Chart Scouts. Well, listen, don't worry about the kicker, okay? You're going to get Gostkowski back at some point. You'll see the Sam Sloman game winner here in just a second. We'll talk about it at length. We literally just got off Zooms with Sam Sloman about an hour ago. Not that long ago at all. AJ1K says L Boogie 808. DH2K from Zachary George on Facebook. The team getting sacks, says Austin Clay. Listen, I know the second half didn't go the way that you wanted it to, and the defense stressed you out the entire time. Of course, this is so. But you have to think about how good the defense was in the first half. You started with third down stops. They finished 5 of 12 overall, the Houston Texans did, on third down conversions. You were able to get sacks when you needed pressure. You got pressure early on Deshaun Watson that helped stop or get that first stop that kind of helped things pick up steam. You played sound in the first half, at least. Sound and disciplined football. And also, Deshaun Watson made some good plays. Brandon Cooks made some good plays. Those two players, if not as a team, the Houston Texans, those two players specifically are very, very good at what they do. So you look at the cumulative effort by the Tennessee Titans and you say, okay, there's a formula for success there, even if the defense has sucked royally, righteously, all year long, and a little bit in the second half where it started to stress you out. But you have to feel good about where you're sitting right now. And I want to know from you, because there's a bunch of accomplishments that we can talk about. We can talk about Derrick Henry. We can talk about winning the division for the first time in 12 years. We can talk about A.J. Brown, 1,000-yard receiver, and Corey Davis damn near if he hadn't dropped so many balls tonight. Your mouth don't match your words, says Jesse Bailey. Well, if I'm talking a little too fast, I will try and slow down for everybody. No road trip this week. Buck, says Jay Finn, no road trip for me. I'm staying home. I get to sleep in the comfort of my bed. And by the way, that's massive for your football team. It's incredibly impressive to be able to win the AFC South, without question. Corey Davis, 4 drops, says Ty Williams. It was not a good day for Corey, without question. Not really the Texans winning the division, says Jackie Hulbert. She says, or I believe Jackie, is Jackie a man? Is Jackie a woman? Regardless, Jackie is winning the division. It's a team game. Tim Escobar agrees with her. You can see his comment down there. Oh, my God, that's right, says El Boogie 808. You had 3 sacks. In what world? You went from 15 to 18. Blew my mind. I had no idea what I was watching. Actual pressure, legitimate push up front, something that Brooks Reed contributed after getting flattened by a backup left tackle in the first half. It was crazy. All of it was crazy. I am going to tell you what the most impressive feat for me was here in just a second, right after I tell you about our friends at Two Rivers Ford. Nashville's official headquarters for the 2021 Ford Bronco. You want to be rolling in style if you're going to Nissan Stadium? And if you are, come say hi. I'll, of course, be there. There will be a lot of people there. It'll be exciting. They will be limited capacity, of course. I know some of you are season ticket holders. I know people are already in my DMs about helping them get tickets. I have no power over the tickets. I go to practice. I get my credential. I get my parking pass. I go to the game. I drink my coffee. I eat my brownies. That's my press box brownies. That's how life goes for me. I wish the best for all of you who are looking for playoff tickets. But if you want to roll up in style to Nissan Stadium, you can go and check out all of the new 2021 inventory at Two Rivers Ford. You can do it at the Mount Juliet dealership. You can do it online at tworiversford.com. They will hook you up the same way that they hooked me up. Let's get to more of your comments. Jay Bertotti says the South Championship, but it took every bit of the other goodness to make it happen. Rookie JFW says, can you imagine this team if we had a defense? Unreal. But Rookie, you did. In the first half, you got stops, you got sacks, you got pressure. You felt like a real defense. You were so good in the first half. And then things kind of fell apart. Watson turned it on. Cooks heated up. You gave up crucial third down conversions. You gave up deep chunk plays in moments when you absolutely could not afford to. It was problematic in the second half. But in the first half, they showed you what they could do. And yes, the Texans are 4-11. And yes, you should be able to beat a 4-11 team. Of course, you should be able to beat a 4-11 team. But all of these things combined to get you this win, even if Mike Vrabel's decision on 4th and 11 that Tannehill got sacked on and turned into a touchdown. If that doesn't happen, that makes a difference in the game. If the defense doesn't give up those long chunk plays to Brandon Cooks at the end of the game in the fourth quarter with under a minute to play, that's a difference in the game. If they are able to do better, to keep the Texans on their toes in the second half the way that they were in the first, it totally changes the game. They did all of these things right in the first half. Now, somehow, some way, I don't know how they do it because they haven't been able to do it all year. But they have to find whatever made it work for them in the first half of tonight's game and carry it over, because Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they put up over 400 yards rushing today. Now, the Titans won't allow that, but they will definitely allow more opportunities for Lamar through the air than Lamar is accustomed to. It's just trying to make sure that Lamar, if he has to go through the air, makes it harder on himself. And you have to do that for him. But we'll have plenty of time to talk Titans and Ravens over the course of this week. The question for you guys, what is more impressive? Clinching the AFC South, Derrick Henry for 2,000, A.J. Brown for 1,000. That's the question that I'm asking. I will tell you that the most impressive thing to me, based on what I've watched, based on how I doubted, based on what I thought going into this year and what I'm sitting there dumbfounded watching in Week 17 as this man rolls up over 223 yards to get 2,000, to break the franchise rushing record, to be one of the most unstoppable forces in professional football that I have seen in my lifetime, and I'm sure is the same for you. For me, it's without question Derrick Henry.
Henry found a little room, found a lot of room, and here he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, Tennessee. Here's Henry. Henry shakes one tackler, has a first down, and is out of bounds as he crosses midfield. Henry breaking, right side, to the end zone. And he's going to be marked out at about the 2.
Important to the offensive lineman that he'd lead the league in rushing, and it's going to happen.
Here's Henry on the left side, has a first down and more. Across the 40, out to about the 42. Here comes Derrick Henry.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It doesn't get easier than that. On 2nd and 4, here is Henry, and Henry across the 35 to about the... They'll run it again with Henry. And Henry, right side, up the sideline. Henry cuts it back. Still fighting, and down at the 5.
There's way too much space with a back like Derrick Henry.
2nd and 4. Henry again has the first down. 2nd and 5. This is Henry. And Henry has enough for the first down at midfield. Henry to the 5.
For over 2,000 yards there on the year. He was spectacular. Derrick Henry was the most impressive thing that I saw today. He was able to eclipse 250 yards rushing today. He needed 223. We said, can he get 223? He had 212 against the Texans in the first game. Maybe he'll be able to do it again. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 34 carries, and a win in the AFC South. I saw the guy, and I don't mean to say this disrespectfully because I really can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy that runs Football Perspective, a really, really smart analytics site and a really, really nuanced football analysis site. But he tweeted out, the Titans can't be happy about at the point that he had 33 carries. The Titans can't be happy about Derrick Henry getting 33 carries in that game, is what he tweeted out. I'm paraphrasing here. And I quote tweeted and I said, they can't be happy about paying him the job that they brought him back to do. This is exactly what Derrick Henry is. This is who Derrick Henry is supposed to be. This is who is supposed to be, who he is at the core of his being. He is an unstoppable, earth-shattering, impressive spectacle of a human being. And he's not even a human being. God knows what kind of extraterrestrial Derrick Henry is, but we saw it in full form today. And yes, the Texans have a terrible defense. And yes, Derrick Henry would have been able to probably go for 3 had they gone to overtime against this terrible Texans defense. But 250 yards in a game with not just playoff implications, but division title implications. It's one of the most impressive performances I've seen, and Derrick Henry has put so many of them together. That's why, even though the South is great, to win the South is great, it's spectacular, it's what you needed to be able to host a home playoff game. For me, it is Derrick Henry, it is his accomplishments, it is the most impressive thing that I have seen from anybody in my 5 years covering the Tennessee Titans, 4 years covering the Tennessee Titans, I should say. He is spectacular, an absolute, transcendent talent at running back. And he wants it, says Joey Garland. T. Douglas says, yes, sir. They knew he wanted it and was going for 200 and still busted it, says Josh Bowman. Yes, that's the thing about Derrick Henry. Because, listen, there's going to be games where Derrick gets shut down by a team like Green Bay, for example. Even though 98 yards by any stretch of the imagination is not getting shut down for any other running back. Derrick Henry, a bad night for him is under 100, under triple digits. But now he's put together a 250-yard, 2-touchdown performance with the division on the line, and he's going to keep doing it because that's who Derrick Henry is. Derrick Henry is physically – what's so impressive about Derrick is the way that he conditions himself to be able to sustain this all year long. He takes some absolute physically punishing hits, but the more impressive thing about Derrick Henry is that Derrick Henry is not like other running backs and where he takes these hits and it accumulates. Now, there's no question that getting hit like that will take its toll on your body. For as many guys that are diving at Derrick Henry's ankles and knees to try and get him down low, it's going to pile up at some point in time. But Derrick Henry is not physically built like other running backs. He's just a special athlete. And so to see what he's able to do, it leads me to believe that he did. Derrick Henry getting to 2,000 yards is more impressive because without him, they don't win the division title the way that they did tonight and the way that they've been building up towards all season. Mike Vrabel said they're not going to apologize for winning 11 games in the National Football League when he was on Zoom with us earlier this evening. And he should not in any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I should apologize because I doubted Derrick Henry coming into the season because I looked at him like just any other running back. And the thing is, he's just simply not. And I will eat that one time and time again for all of the spectacular things that I've seen Derrick Henry do. How do you feel about it? Let me know what was more impressive, winning the South, Derrick Henry at 2K, or AJ at 1K. You'll hear from AJ here in just a second. Let's talk about it here on A to Z Sports Prime Time. First, I'm going to tell you, though, about the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage, where you go for your dream address without the stress. The official real estate agent of the AFC South winning Houston Texans. They're going to be at home. They're going to be at Nissan Stadium. You're going to see Gary's face all around the stadium if you are, in fact, lucky enough to get to see this playoff game on Sunday. GaryAshton.com. They'll do the same thing that they did for me, for you. They'll find you the best possible place. Or if you're in the market to sell your home, sell for more with the Gary Ashton team. Let's read some more of your comments before we move on and talk about this game-winning field goal kick that Sam Sloman, chunk that he is, thick 2 C's, Sam Sloman, going out there and getting it done. Let's see. I would say Derrick Henry all day, Canton bound, says Eric North. We're literally watching a Hall of Famer. Houston Texans, question mark, says Billy. I don't know why Billy's asking about the Houston Texans. I don't know if he's talking to me. Buck, slow dude is a boss. Yes, he is, even if he doinked it, he was incredible. And he's thick. He's a chunk. It makes me very happy to see a Titans any kind of kick. And he's not I don't want to call him a fat kicker, but he's definitely a thick kicker. And I love that. I don't know why. Sloman looks like he just turned 20, says El Bugieto. I was shocked. I mean, because Gostkowski, we get him on Zoom. He looks like an old man, right? And so Sam Sloman, round, full face, full of life. I mean, I don't know how old he is. He couldn't be more older than 25. It put a smile on my face to see this goofy little, I don't want to call him little, just this goofy kid who just nailed a game-winning kick. I mean, he didn't nail it. He doinked it. But still, he got it in. And his teammates are all fired up. And Gostkowski's got the Rona, so he's out of there. Buck, you just said the AFC South winning Houston Texans, bro, says Middleman. Oh, my bad. Listen, I'm moving faster than I should. Forgive me. I'm excited. Here's the thing. Like, I'm excited because I love the playoffs. I'm excited to have everybody here. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about like my national media friends who don't otherwise come unless it's a big game, like Diana Rossini. You'll see people from the NFL Network. You'll see all sorts of lights, cameras, action around Nissan Stadium, around our city. So I'm fired up. Forgive me if I misspoke. The AFC South winning Tennessee Titans, not the Houston Texans. That's who they beat. Sloman has no neck, says Ethan Ramsey. The White Knight, says B. Hall. Indeed, except it's K-N-I-G-H-T, not N-I-G-H-T, B. Hall. It's okay. We're all tired. Sloman looks like he left H&R blocked and became clutch. Well, that's like the last kicker you had, Jason Raines, or the last punter. You pulled him out of a FedEx truck, right? Sometimes those guys can work to your benefit. Let's move on, though, and let's talk about Sam Sloman. I want to know your first thought. The first thing that popped into your head when you saw Sam Sloman. He goes out there. First, he gets iced. He sets up. He gets ready to kick the game winner, and he doinks it. And you thought, what? Let me know on A to Z Sports Prime Time your first thought when Sam Sloman's game-winning kick doinked off the goalpost for the win. We'll talk about it together. You'll relive it in live time. Well, not live time, but in my time. Oh, well, this is live, so it is in live time. What was your first thought when Sam Sloman went out there and doinked it? Let us know on Facebook Live, on Periscope, on YouTube, and on Twitch. We'll talk about it together right after I tell you about our friends at Tame the Beast. Beastly Behavior by Derrick Henry. You probably already know that he's going to be the Beast of the Week, but that's okay. We'll save that for tomorrow night. GetBeast.com is where you go for great grooming products. Beast 2020 is the promo code that saves you 20% off on great products like their hard hair clay, like their Beast body lotion, like their beard oil that I have just applied and makes my face smell incredible and makes it stay dry, not dry, but stay moisturized under my beard, which is what you all want. You don't want peeling skin. You don't want dry skin under your facial hair. If you're a dude, and if you're not a dude, we got stuff for beasts of all kinds. GetBeast.com, promo code BEAST2020. Let me know, or let them know how much you enjoy their personal care and grooming products. What I need you to let me know is what was your first thought when Sloman trotted out there to make the kick. The greatest doink ever, says Tim Escobar. Hello, darkness, my old friend, says Timothy James Gobble. Tina says, unbelievable. When he made the first one, they called timeout. I was like, dear Jesus, I hope they didn't mind F him, says Gurdan. I thought, first thought was Henry will walk it off in overtime, says Jesus. Chandrell, when he doing that kick, I died. Funeral is Saturday. I hear you. Let's watch it back because I don't think I really appreciated it in real time.
For the chance to host next week. Hit the upright and bounce through.
Oh, you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Sam Sloman. I would like to watch that again, if we could.
For the chance to host next week. Hit the upright and bounced through.
Oh, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Unbelievable.
You cannot make it up. Sam Sloman for the win. He was nervous as hell warming up for it. I mean, how couldn't he be? Sam Sloman, listen, Gostkowski gets the Rona, and they have a whole week of ramp up, but Sam Sloman doesn't know half the players on the team. These are just guys that he's met. I mean, he's been on the practice squad. He's been around. So maybe I shouldn't say half. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic there. But Sam Sloman, man, it's just the whole visual aspect of it honestly made me laugh harder because of what Sam Sloman looks like, how young Sam Sloman is especially in juxtaposition to Stephen Gostkowski. I thought as soon as he trotted out there, I said, and Reed has blurred this appropriately in the tweet. So when he tweets it out, I expect it to be blurred appropriately. But because this is a primetime show after dark, I can tell you that my first thought when he trotted out there was, holy shit, they are really going to do this with the backup practice squad, Rona League kicker to win the AFC South after their defense has absolutely botched it. And the play by Tannehill, the play downfield by Tannehill to win the game, to set up the game-winning field goal. I've never seen, I mean, the absolute stones on Arthur Smith, on Ryan Tannehill, on Mike Vrabel, on A.J. Brown to be able to complete, first to call that pass, then to complete that pass, then to have the confidence in your kicker to send Sam Sloman out there to set it up. It was wild. 37 yards. It bounced off the upright and right through for the 41-38 victory. What was your first thought when Sam Sloman went out there to kick? I looked at my well, there was nobody in the room because I'm covering these games, the road games from home, except not now. If they continue to go on the road, I'm not missing a Titans game for the rest of the year. As long as they're playing, I'm going to be there. But this one, I was sitting on my couch. I was sitting with my cat. I looked at the cat. I said, holy shit, they're going to do this. And sure enough, I looked at the cat afterward and said, holy shit, they did it. AFC South 41 38 to Tennessee Titans. What was your first thought? Eric Lewis says, couldn't help but think how nervous he looked in such a big moment just before taking the field. I mean, who couldn't be? Like, it's wild to think about. What kind of pressure must you be under? It's like it's the only thing that I think it would be akin to is what Gostkowski felt like after he had missed the first four kicks in Denver. And then he has to go out there and, it was a chip shot, but kick the game-winning field goal to help make the Titans 1-0 to start the week. I that's the only thing that can possibly feel that same kind of pressure. Although what Sloman did was wild because of the implications of playoffs and so on and so forth. It go Bull Buck, damn you, says Timothy James Gobble. The Houston Oilers curse, says Jesse. Steel toe Sloman. Pato, I think it's either Pato or Pato on Periscope. Doink, says Chandrell. That's what he thought. My God, my heart still races. Jesus says, I lost my mind, says Gosh Darn Panda. It was, it was a moment worthy of losing your mind over. I was screaming, come on, one time, says Michael. It's like, listen, you guys, you have been through so much bad kicking in your lifetimes. I am shocked that you have soldiered on through this far. I would say to you that it is absolutely impressive for you to be able to get through it, to get it done, and to have this moment for you, for Sam Sloman, for you, for the Titans team. Chonk, says the Ativans on Periscope. Sam Slow-tomatic. Says Terrence. I hope I pronounced that right. Like slow ride, take it easy, says B12 Sully. I mean, it's crazy. It's, it wouldn't be a Titans win if it wasn't some kind of dysfunctional, but they got it done. To their credit, 11 wins this year in the Rona year. It is no small accomplishment by any stretch of the imagination. Let's put a bow on this show and let us talk about the Tennessee Heating and Cooling Heat Check. Who got hot? Who cooled off in sports this weekend? A lot of college football, a lot of exciting college football playoff set. NFL wildcard weekend now officially in stone. NFL teams playing out the stretch. Adam Gase already been fired. They're talking about firing the Chargers head coach, Anthony Lynn. We'll see how many more go down on Black Monday. There's always a wild card in there potentially trying to hire Arthur Smith away after this season is done. Tennessee Heating and Cooling Heat Check. Let me know who got hot, who cooled off in sports this week. While you guys do that, I will tell you about our friends at Tennessee Heating and Cooling, TNHCreviews.com. That's TNHCreviews.com. That's where you go for satisfaction guaranteed on all of your HVAC needs. They'll hook you up the same way that they hook me up in the Rising household at the Rising estate. The Tennessee Heating and Cooling Heat Check is presented by them because you know they will take care of you the same way that they take care of me. Tennessee Heating and Cooling Heat Check, TNHCreviews.com. That's where you go. Who got hot, who cooled off? David Long, Heat Check, says, Dryan on Periscope. Hot hell, he was on fire, Derrick Henry. Roy L. Wright says, paced around watching this game the last 10 minutes. That's from Connor Sally. Cold case, thank God, says Boogie. Juicebox Bills, hot, 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 hot. What percentage do you think? Do you guys think Arthur Smith? You spelled Arthur wrong. You spelled it like book author. But that's okay, Chandrell. Leaves for a head coach job minus 75%. Well, somebody's got to offer him. There's got to be the availability. Now, it helps that the Jets fired Gase. Helps that the Chargers are going to fire Anthony Lynn. Because, as of this morning, there was only 3 jobs open: Atlanta, Detroit, and Houston. Somebody will try to hire Arthur Smith away. It's just a matter of, does Urban Meyer come out? Does somebody try to poach Ryan Day from Ohio State? Where does Eric Bieniemy end up? What about Robert Saleh? Like, there's plenty of candidates out there and not that many jobs. Corey Davis cold, says Eric Torres, and does Ty Williams. I just had somebody send me a DM on Twitter about Corey Davis, and I'm going to take a look at this post because apparently it's from Corey on Instagram. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read Corey's. In fact, I'm going to pull it up on Instagram and read it out loud to you because apparently it is worth noting. Quote, brother, it hurts me. And remember that Corey Davis's brother passed away earlier this year. Brother, it hurts me to sit here and write this because honestly, I'm still processing everything. It still don't feel like you gone. You was my right hand, my ace. I followed your ways and tried to be like you in every way, and you led the way with courage. What I admired about you the most, brother, was the way you handled adversity, and we weren't strangers to it growing up. But you didn't let it shake you, and that's how you went out, fighting until your last breath with no complaining. It's amazing that when you were at what seemed like your weakest, turned out to be the strongest we'd ever seen you. It's a lot I want to say, but words will never do the justice of what you meant to me and the family. You would have been 28 today. So this would have been Corey Davis's brother's birthday. Happy birthday, big bro. I know you're flying higher than ever. See you on that other side. We forever. Hashtag 9 deep. Hashtag 7 strong. So Corey Davis's brother's birthday today. Maybe explaining some of the struggles that he had. Maybe a little bit in his own head. I think that proved out to be true. Tuna cold, chonk hot, says the Antimate. Oh, Tua cold. Let's go. The line played well. Yes, the Titans' offensive line looked very good. Didn't Corey just have a child, says Puka? Yes, that's also so. All F, says Eric. It was his brother's B-day. Yeah, that's I don't think you can blame it entirely. But I would say it probably has a little bit to do with something because he's talked about this before. He very much gets in his own head, and that's not ideal, by the way. If you are somebody who's looking to pay him, and if he can have that kind of inconsistency because he gets in his own head. But I don't know who among us could say if we have siblings, if we have a loved one, close immediate family that passed away suddenly, especially, if he would have been 28, he's only a couple months. He's 6 months older than me, Corey Davis's brother, at the time of his passing. And And that's horrifying. I mean, that's like me dying in 6 months or me dying in 3 months. I can't even begin to process, not to be self-involved. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. It's insane. So, I hope that he is able to process, work through those things, and that crucial catch that he had on third down today was a sign that he is looking to come out better on the other side of it. I mean, it's tough. Music City Bets says my bets heat up. Yeah, if you bet the Texans plus 7.5 on our best bets today, so is mine, Ricky. But good job out of you. And Music City Bets is where you can follow him. I hope Corey explodes in the playoffs. That's from Chris Head. Murph the Great says Isaiah Wilson for president. Oh my God. I'm going to give you my heating up candidate here in a second, but here first, let's talk about Isaiah Wilson because we haven't had a chance to get to that. So at 12:49, Isaiah Wilson on NFI, right? Titans first round pick, rookie right tackle. Isaiah Wilson on NFI. Non-football injury list, meaning he's away from the team. They've made the statement on December 9th. He's going to take some time to deal with his personal issues. We're hoping he can come back to the team, come back better, come back stronger. That's paraphrasing John Robinson's statement. And then at 12:49 local time, Central Time, here in Nashville, I got a DM from somebody on on Twitter, showing me the story of someone named Omar Thompson. And Omar Thompson is essentially a club promoter and somebody who sets up like private events, private yacht parties, provides I almost said escort services. That's not anywhere. So I shouldn't have said that. It's nothing like that, but he provides party services to people down on South Beach. And so I get sent the Instagram story of Omar Thompson, and it's dollar bills all over a boat. It's women in bikinis getting money rained down upon them. And then at the very end of the video, there's a rather large young man with red tuft of hair and a big old panda chain on his chest. And then I go back and look at the Instagram story of Isaiah Wilson. And I see that he has posted an Instagram story on his personal account with Omar Thompson leading up to that. And that Omar Thompson was dumb enough to include Isaiah Wilson in the video that he posted on his own personal story. Isaiah Wilson partying on South Beach for New Year's Eve when he's supposed to be taking time away to get his mind right, to get his head right, and to quit boozing. That's the biggest issue. And by the way, that's not even the worst video I have of Isaiah Wilson. Like, somebody on his close friend's Instagram story sent me one of him being hugely reckless in a way that he thought was private. And it's not, because you put it on the internet, dummy. So cooling off in a big way, Isaiah Wilson. But heating up is A.J. Brown, the Tennessee Titans, and this particular incredibly talented offense after another 40-point performance.
Derrick Henry in the backfield behind Ryan Tannehill as they start from the 10. Play fake. Lots of time for Tannehill, and he connects over the middle. Second and goal from the 4. Tannehill, lots of time. Now throws, easy touchdown. Pass is complete to A.J. Brown, 43-yard line.
He's a complete player at the position. He plays the run and the pass equally as well.
On 3rd and 8, Tannehill throws, and that's complete for a first down. 35, 30, inside the 30, close to the 25 goes A.J. Brown. Tannehill, under pressure, got rid of it and completes it out across the 35.
Was a big third down.
Tannehill throwing outside. On 3rd and 4, here they come after Tannehill. He throws this side. That is complete for 1-0. Gonna go deep. Down the middle of the field it is. Oh. Caught by A.J. Brown.
Caught by A.J. Brown, indeed. A massive performance, a huge explosion of offense for A.J. Brown. For the Tennessee Titans, they're heating up. It's the Titans offense. They are this week's Tennessee heating and cooling heat check. A.J. with 10 catches, 151 yards, a touchdown, and 1,000-plus yards on the season. The first Titans receiver to do it since he did it last year. A.J. Brown out here balling. Excuse me. It didn't look like him in the video. Buck says, Jeff, well, Jeff, I I don't know how to convince you that it was, but it was. Like, I've talked to people who he's represented by. I've made calls to Omar Thompson, the club promoter. I received no call back. I talked to the Titans about this. I talked to players about this. Like, it's Isaiah Wilson. There's no way around it, Jeff. That's just who he is. And he's cut his hair since then. Like, I don't know. You probably don't follow him on Instagram, so you haven't seen him lately, but he no longer has the dreads. It's that red tuft of hair. He's got the bull ring in his nose. He's got the big old panda chain on his chest. I mean, it's Isaiah Wilson. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but that's what it is. Don't forget CD, says Randall. Yeah, he cooled off tonight, but he will trend up. I'm certain of it. He is an incredibly talented player. That's him, Jeff, says Armando. He had a panda necklace on, says Lindsay. Those drops by Corey were frustrating after the unbelievable season he had. That's from Coach Pate In on Periscope, but we talked about it being his deceased brother's birthday. His 28th birthday would have been today, Corey Davis's brother. So I think, if there was ever time to give him a pass, it'd be tonight. Was this the quietest 2,000-yard rusher in NFL history, says Jimmy Riccardi? I mean, no, I don't think that's the case. I just think he plays for the Titans, and it's just not, it's not that deep to everybody else until he does it. Now it's going to be all about Derrick Henry. Now it's going to be loud. It's going to be in your face. It's going to be our running backs worth paying. On and on and on it goes. Wilson strikes me as not smart, says B. Hall. I don't know Isaiah, but I would say I don't know that he's not smart. I know that he is displaying the behavior of a dumb person. So that's not to call him dumb, but he's acting dumb. And I think, that's an important clarification I should make. We should send Wilson and a fourth to Jets for Darnold, says Austin. Nobody's taking Isaiah. Listen, I love that you guys do this every time, but nobody's taking that contract. Nobody's taking Isaiah Wilson. Like, it's a sunk cost. You're not getting return on investment. Nobody's trading for a dude who's down there boozing with, I don't know that they're strippers. I don't know that they're strippers, so I shouldn't say strippers. But somebody who's dealing with alcohol issues and goes down and boozes in the middle of a global pandemic on South Beach on a boat with a bunch of women and just throwing money all over the place when he's already burned through so much. The money that he has spent on cars that he's wrecked, on stuff like this stunt in South Beach, on, and the places that he's staying and the lifestyle that he's living, the jewelry that he wears. I mean, my God, this guy, he's a classic example of how NFL players end up broke. So I just, I would say to you that, like I said, I don't know that he's unintelligent. He's acting unintelligent, I would say to you, and nobody's taking him. I mean, my God, in what world? I meant quietest from a media standpoint. From us fans, it wasn't, says Jimmy. Well, like I said, media doesn't care about running backs. They don't care about the Titans. And if you guys don't care about how much we're talking about it, then I don't know what to tell you. We're talking about it plenty locally. If you guys need some kind of affirmation from Adam Schefter or from I don't know, Ian Rappaport, or from who else in national media, Rex Ryan, I don't know, then it's just not going to happen, because they're talking about the Giants, the Jets, the Cowboys, the Steelers, like teams that matter in the larger ecosystem of football. Titans aren't one of them. But Derrick Henry, Mike Vrabel, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, they have forced the Tennessee Titans into the national consciousness. So if we're not enough for you, I mean, I guess I understand. But, like, don't act like we weren't talking. I mean, we were talking about it all year. It's been the entire ethos of our conversations this year. They're not strippers, Buck. They are entrepreneurs, says Gradin. I don't know what they are, but they look very young, is all I will say. So I hope everybody got age checked. That would be concerning. Anyway, that's the show. Happy New Year, the first primetime of 2021. We are live for the rest of the primetime duration on Facebook, on Periscope, but now live every night on YouTube and Twitch TV. We're happy to do it, and we're excited to have all of our new friends and family members here tonight. I'll tell you that the week has just begun. It feels like the end of the road, right? They've made it through 17 weeks. God, football gods, be blessed that we made it through 17 weeks of professional football through the Rona, rightly or wrongly. But I'll tell you what, the season is over, but the real season has just begun. And I'm damn sure you're not tired yet. I'm not tired yet. We're going to have written content at A2ZSportsNashville.com. We're going to have bangers only on the 615 Sessions podcast. We're going to have a primetime show every night of the week, Sunday to Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, a little later tonight because the game was later. But anyway, we're going to do all those things. We're going to have a smile on our face, and we're going to crush it because we're not tired yet. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. sharp. As always, support the people who support this show, who are never tired of providing you excellent service at Two Rivers Ford, Tame the Beast, Tennessee Heating and Cooling, and Gary Ashton Remax. Peace and love, fam. Thank you for your participation. I will see you tomorrow night because we're not tired yet.
No!